Hello, my name is Richard Bamforth and I chair the London International Disputes Week Strategy Group. In my spare time, I'm also a disputes partner at CMS in London, where I co-head the International Arbitration Group. This year's London International Disputes Week will be held between 9th and 13th of May, and we'll be posing some what we hope are challenging questions on the theme of dispute resolution, global, sustainable, ethical. From a personal perspective, I'm absolutely delighted we'll be tackling head-on the hugely important topic of ethics as it affects us as dispute practitioners. But why is it so important? Well, LIDW is a forum for practitioners, judges, arbitrators, and all of those involved in dispute resolution to look forward and to discuss the future of our practice. Our role is to debate the place of dispute resolution as part of the business world. And in that business world, ESG and ethical practice have both taken centre stage in recent times and are a really important focus for our clients. So this year, LIDW will feature events on a range of issues around the ethics of dispute resolution. We'll be discussing disputes centred around climate, as we're increasingly seeing issues surrounding greenwashing and fossil fuel reliance at both board and investor levels. There'll also be a session on ESG issues and their effects on both in-house and private practice litigators, and the way that litigators, arbitrators and mediators can drive positive change in these areas. We'll also hear from our keynote speaker, Stephanie Boyce, the President of the Law Society, on the fundamental importance of the rule of law, and really how legal practice itself can act as the moral and ethical infrastructure of society. We'll also lead a session on the key global trends of corporate responsibility, analysing the risks that businesses are facing in a new era of corporate accountability. And this session will also look to the relationship between business ethics on the one hand and human rights on the other, asking how as disputes professionals we have to find the right balance between soft law frameworks, but also regulatory intervention and then ultimately litigation. This year's LIDW will also feature for the first time an international day in which we're going to follow the disputes sun, looking at London's role in the global disputes landscape. So we'll have sessions focusing on countries across each continent, and we'll look to acknowledge the different cultural and ethical sensibilities in both cross-jurisdictional disputes, and we'll also explore the importance of fair and sensitive practice in international dispute resolution, which is something we're increasingly seeing. So alongside these specific sessions, we'll also be exploring the ethical theme throughout the entirety of the conference. In focusing on the future of the disputes landscape, we'll examine the ethics behind best practice, but we'll also look at the well-being of those in the profession, because that's important too. We'll also consider the new ethical questions brought to light by the pandemic. Hybrid working and digital transformation are really changing the ways in which we practice. But throughout the conference, members will really be encouraged to share their views on the dispute resolution landscape of the future. And together we should look to find new ways of ensuring the success of all involved in our profession in this new environment. We are really excited to welcome the world to LIDW 2022, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing you all there.